Hey guys, so sorry my voice sounds really bad. I've been sick this past week, so I haven't been watching YouTube or even like checking my messages. So if I've been lagging on your replies because I've been in bed or working, as a matter of fact. Even though I'm sick, I still go to work, and talking at work makes me lose my voice. So, anywho, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 tips to crafting if you are a mother or have kids. These are the 5 things that I do, and I feel they are very helpful, and I get less stressed about crafting, and not only that, but I neglect my child less when I follow these tips. So don't feel like you have to follow each one, and if you have tips that you could give me, I will gladly accept them in the comments below. So tip number 1, and this is the most important one: craft while they are sleeping. I normally do it when before he wakes up. I wake up a few minutes before him, or right when he goes to bed at night after he falls asleep. I craft, and that helps me relax more because I know he's sleeping and I'm not wondering what he's doing upstairs or what he's watching or what he's touching or something. So I know he's in bed sleeping, and I have that peace of mind, something that I wouldn't have if he was awake. Number 2, work in small batches. Like I said, I wake up a little before he wakes up in order for me to get some crafting done. Once he wakes up, I give myself a break. If you try and sit in craft for an hour or two at night before you go to bed after he's asleep, you'll probably end up crafting the whole night, because you say, I'm only going to do it for an hour, and then you craft all night, and then the next morning you're grumpy because you stayed up all night. So try and keep yourself try and do it in batches. That's the thing. Even if your child is awake, do it in batches. Don't sit for too long, because obviously they don't see you, and it's like they want to see you and they want to be around you. So that's just more stressful for you as well. So just do it in small batches. Give yourself a break, and your charms will actually come out better, because you'll stop, look at them. Alright, I'm going to give myself a break, I'll be back later, and then you come back, and then you're inspired to do something even better to fix that charm that you started before. I've noticed this works a lot, and I don't get as many charms done, but the ones that I do make, I'm very happy with. So, 3, keep toys around to distract them. So sometimes they wake up and you're crafting, or you just decide to craft right in the middle of the day because you were inspired by something, and your kid comes and tries to touch your stuff. Keep toys around, like keep toys that he normally doesn't see. That way when he does see them, he's excited, something like new, Normally I keep Play-Doh, or I keep my Nintendo 3DS around, so then when he comes and he's trying to touch it, I'll be like, wait, look, my Nintendo, and then he'll sit next to me on the floor or on a chair, but he'll be playing the Nintendo. He'll be distracted by the Nintendo or by the Play-Doh or something else, a toy that he doesn't normally see, and he just, lets me craft for a little bit before I give myself a break and go pay attention to him. Number 4, have them join you. And by this, I don't mean give them polymer clay, because it's expensive, and please don't give them resin. I don't let my son touch the resin. I let him help me when I'm doing polymer clay, but I have it in a block, and it looks like polymer clay, but it's just really Play-Doh, because if he sees me pull out the Play-Doh can, he'll know it's not the polymer clay. So I fashioned it into a square like the regular polymer clay block, and I said, here, and he plays around with it. He thinks he's crafting with me, and he thinks he's using the same clay as I am, but he's really not. And that way we could craft together, and you could craft for longer, and you'll be a little happier that you're crafting with your kid, and you'll get charms done as well as he will get charms done, or his whatever he does, because mine normally does tortillas. He's like, oh, look at the tortilla, look at the cake. So That's that. Number 5, and this is another thing, keep stuff out of reach. If you don't want your kid to touch your polymer clay or your resin, especially your resin or your glaze or your paint or nail polish or anything for that matter, keep it out of reach. And the stuff that you feel like you could leave in his reach, leave it. Like, for example, I keep my stuff out of reach, and then I keep the Play-Doh that looks like polymer clay in a small box for him. And then when he comes to touch it, he wants to craft, he'll grab his clay instead of mine, but he'll think it's mine. So that's what I'm getting at. Some of the stuff, like I have, the glaze is toxic, resin is toxic, the amazing mold putty stuff, it says it's non-toxic, but I just don't trust him grabbing it to play around with it and putting it in his mouth. I don't know, it's just weird to me. I keep my paints out of his reach, so anything that you don't want him or is dangerous for him, just keep it out of his reach, and just leave something that he might find curious to touch, that you know it's safe for him to reach and be like, oh look, ooh, a toy, you know, instead of grabbing the big box of your clay. So those are basically my tips. They may not have been very helpful, but they're very helpful for me. I try to include my son with my crafts as much as possible. There's times where I get really frustrated, and that's the time when I'm like, alright, I'm done. Other things, sometimes when his dad is around, he's very nice and he's very supportive of my crafting, so he watches my son while I craft. But again, I don't sit here for like 5 hours a day and craft. I sit here at most an hour or two when he's being watched by someone. When I'm watching him, I don't try to exceed 30 minutes. That is my limit. It all depends on how you think your child will be when he's awake. Mine is sassy and curious, and he is just, I just picture little Tasmanian devil. He's just, whoo, he'll touch stuff. I'll go upstairs and in 2 minutes he'll have a mess. So I just can't leave him alone for too long, so I try and craft as little as possible, but I'm happier with my crafts. So yep, I hope you like this tips, and please leave your tips down below. I want to know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe there's something I could use new tips, so yep, leave them below. Follow me on Twitter, and go check out the contest that's going on right now. It ends September 5th, so if you guys want to enter, there's the video with the prizes and stuff too, so go check that out, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.